It's interesting to see that so much has changed in the shoes. Are these changes for the better or for the worse? Hi guys, it's Matt here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fabulous. I'm back with another review. This time around, I'm going to be reviewing a very, very hotly anticipated running shoe, the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3. And I happen to have the previous version, the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 2, which is this one here. And I'm going to be comparing the two. Obviously, I'll be mostly talking about the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3 because this is the shoe everyone's here for. I would assume so. I had this shoe for a couple of weeks now. I've been testing it. I had quite a few runs in them, so I formulated some sort of thoughts about what is good about the shoes, what is not so good about the shoes, and because again I had the Adidas Pro 2, I thought I'm going to do a bit of a comparison, and whether you should buy the new one or are you better off with the Adidas Adizero Pro 2, let's find out, shall we? The Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3 has been recently been announced. It's not available to buy just yet. It's going to be publicly available on the 22nd of June at 10 p.m. Actually it's 11 p.m. UK time, which is around 8 a.m. Eastern time and 5 a.m. Pacific time. So not far off. I think it's just like when this video goes live, I think it's going to be the day after when it becomes available. So you can buy these shoes very, very soon for not cheap. In the US it will cost $250, and in the UK it's going to cost £225. So a significant increase in price compared to the Adidas Pro 2s, which you can get for, I believe it's £180 right now. So £180, £225. That's a pretty significant price increase. What else has changed in the shoes as well as the price? Quite a lot actually. From a design point of view, you got a different upper, which has completely been redesigned apparently according to Adidas. You got 2 layers of the Light Strike Pro foam, which is again something that we've seen in the Adidas Pro 2 as well. So that also use the Light Strike Light Strike Pro foam, but the Adidas Pro 3 uses a bit more of that actually. As for drop, so you got the same stack height under the heel, which is 39.5 millimeters, which is just under the limit that was set by the World Athletics, which is 40 millimeter. But the drop is actually only 6.5 millimeters. So at the front you got 33 millimeters of foam, whereas with the Adidas Pro 2, you got 39.5 millimeters under the heel and 29.5 millimeters under the front. So it's 10 millimeter drop. The new one again is 6.5, so less aggressive drop. Same amount of foam under the heel, so you got more foam under the forefoot, and as well as that, you got the Adidas, the ENERGYRODS, the 2.0. So in the first, no, not the first one, but the Adidas Pro 2 features a completely individual ENERGYRODS, which was Adidas's answer to the carbon plate shoe debate, and Adidas said, oh well, actually we can tailor the carbon plate or the ENERGYRODS in this case, that they correspond to each of your toes, and then obviously the tendons and whatnot that runs from your toes along the at the bottom of your foot. So you get a more personalized experience with the carbon plate. But I kind of feel like they backtracked slightly on this with the Adidas Pro 3, where they connected the ENERGYRODS. So at the front you got like this little, I guess it looks like a shape like why with the utensil that you flip the pancakes with. So they actually now connected, which is like you kind of stepping, Adidas is kind of moving back to putting a full-blown carbon plate in the shoes. As well as that, you got a lot of the sole is very different, which I'm going to be talking about, and then the Continental rubber outsole is still there. It's been tweaked, so it's slightly different. So again, quite a lot of new stuff going on here. As for the weight of the shoes, which is something I forgot to mention, the Adidas Pro 3 is slightly lighter than the Adidas Pro 2. I believe, I ordered the same size as both size 10 UK size 10 shoes. So this is a 247 grams, and then the Adidas Pro 2 is a 249 grams. So it's 2 grams heavier. Light. Oh gosh, I'm getting confused. So this is 2 grams lighter than this one. But seemingly has more foam, which I'm gonna go back in just one second. So slightly lighter, and again you got more foam under the front of the shoes, I guess hence why the upper was redesigned, so probably it's even lighter than on the Adidas Pro 2. The Adidas Pro 3 is a big update from the Adidas Pro 2. Again, it's whether you like it or not, you know, it's up to you. I guess it's, you know, very personalized experience. It's interesting to see that so much has changed in the shoes. Are these changes for the better or for the worse? Well, let's find out. Okay, now we know all the specs, but how does it actually feel like to run in the Adidas Pro 3? I tried the shoes. Again, I ordered the same size. One thing that I noticed basically straight away, that the upper, more like the toe box, has been completely redesigned. And in my case, it's not for the better, because for whatever reason, so the size then is kind of half size under my usual Adidas size, which was perfectly fine in the Adidas Pro 2s, which I tested like alongside the Asics Metaspeed Edge Plus very recently, and I was like, I got this out of the cupboard and I was like, you know what, this is still a great shoe. I love running in these. It's kind of comfortable. It has this, again, it's not a roomy toe box whatsoever because it's like a race tight upper, but it's far from being uncomfortable. However, as soon as I stepped in the Adidas Pro 3s, I noticed the difference. So the front of the shoe, so like the toe box, is like this is like very narrow at the top. I got a wide feet, so I prefer shoes that, you know, I don't mind when it's tight, but I don't quite understand what made Adidas kind of make it very pointy, the upper at the front of the shoes, because you seem like we have more foam under the forefoot, and not just like from a stack height point of view, but it's also wider. So you got like a wider platform. You got a wider platform with more foam underfoot, and then the upper is tighter and it kind of narrower, which I don't really understand why did that happen. But again, I was like, okay, let's give it a try anyway, because obviously it's here for testing. It's still very exciting shoes. You know, I was like, I can move past. Obviously, I can wedge my foot in there and then give it a go. Speaking of wedging in the foot, so it has this little pull tab, which this is one of my favorite features in the Adidas Pro 3. So basically, you can like have this pull tab, which makes it easier to put the shoes on, and then you can just kind of flick it down, and it's out of the way. So I think it's like kind of cute. Anyhow, speaking of like, you know, the rear of the foot, I think again it felt like maybe because obviously there's not enough room at the front, but it felt like that the hair counter is a bit firmer. Again, it could be because I'm like wedged more to the back of the shoes. Again, long story short, fit wasn't really up my street, so you know, there is that. But again, I completely appreciate if you got narrower feet, you might be able to, you know, you will be able to get away with this sort of, you know, upper construction. Again, I would have appreciated like a bit more give, a bit more room in there, so I can, you know, I can only imagine that like I'm not the only person with a slightly wider foot. And again, because the previous iteration of the shoes were more accommodating, I would have assumed that it's going to be a similar experience with the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3, but it isn't. So hey, what can we do? So there's more foam underfoot with the new iteration, but it's also lighter. So how's it possible? If you look at the bottom of the predecessor, you can still see this cutaway section. So you got like the exposed energy rods. You know, you can see like how the foam has been optimized. So it's only present where it needs to be. Now, Adidas took this concept to the next level on the new shoes. So you still got the exposed energy rods. However, they cut away like other bits from the midsole, which is kind of it's a bit weird. So you know, whereas the nice, you got like the, you know, the protruding bits. Adidas kind of like chipped away from the foam, but it's not required, which is a bit like interesting. You can literally touch the energy rod in that little hole as well. So it's quite a big chunk that was cut out of here. Interesting. I found it very interesting that they tried to optimize it by making these drastic cutaway sections in the foam, and again, based on considering how, for me, the Adidas Pro 2 was very, very well optimized. This is a bit like, it's not half-baked, definitely not half-baked, but again, I feel like that they might have gone a bit overboard with the let's remove weight. And again, I completely appreciate, obviously, they wanted to make it lighter. I just wanted to make it lighter, the shoes lighter, and then if there's more foam underfoot, then they were like, well, we have to remove it from somewhere. And they decided to remove it from certain bits. I I would like to refer back to the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus and the Sky Plus as well. If you remember, those shoes have actually increased in weight. The Edge Plus definitely increased in weight because ASICS was like, we need more, we need a difference of dynamic for the shoe, and then they didn't mind adding the more weight. Whereas Adidas, I think, is very keen on not adding any more weight if not necessary. Again, something that I see in the Adidas Pro 3. Again, is it good? Again, it didn't quite work out for me, but it might be appreciated by other people. Okay, so the upper is tighter. There are cutaway sections from the foam, but how does it feel like to run in the shoes? That's something actually I quite liked about the Adidas Pro 3, because I mean, I love the Pro 2, but it feels like it's easier to change pace in the new version, because probably there's more foam on the foot and the forefoot, and it's taller a bit. You know, again, the forefoot is a bit taller and it's wider, so it kind of feels like you can control the shoes a bit more and you can pick up the pace much easier, because I guess it just, you know, again, it's a similar sensation under the heel, but because the front has been optimized, it's easier to turn. You know, it's easier to turn kind of like sharp turns and then like kind of like sprint straight away, which again is probably also due to the you know, the reworked outsole as well. But I think the forefoot foam definitely helps this, you know, pacier sort of you know, feel of the shoes. So what's the verdict about the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3? Me personally, I'm still an Adidas Pro 2 kind of guy, because this is, I guess I wonder how it would feel like if I ordered a half a size up, which is my true, you know, like, which is my Adidas size. It might have been different. However, I guess even taken away from the tightness, the actual shape of the upper, you know, and the toe box, and the weird cutaway sections, they don't quite work for how I run. But I appreciate, obviously, you know, it's a very, you know, kind of, you know, personal experience, isn't it? So it could work for you. I think I will stay, you know, I will use the Adidas Adizero Pro 2s for now. The Adidas Adizero Pro 2s are kind of like, they're a better choice in my opinion, because they're much cheaper. You can get it for much cheaper, and then the Pro 3 is not as much, you know, not as good to justify the extra price, if it makes sense. I think this requires a very specific style of running that it would work. And again, especially if you have wide feet, sorry, then these shoes might be too tight, or if you order a size up, and they might be too long. So I don't know. I think for me it's still the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 2s. Again, all this said, this is like still a very, very good you know, long distance running shoes, you know, for racing. Like, I can see this being, you know, sought after by a lot of very competent runners. But for me, again, for me, you know, in my personal experience, the Pro 2s are still my go-to choice going forward. So that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you like the video, please leave a like. It means a lot to me. You know, I've got 3 jobs, plus I'm doing this YouTube channel, so, you know, every little helps. So if you appreciated this, you know, I love to get some feedback. I actually would like to ask everyone who tried the Pro 3s and maybe even the Pro 2s to tell me their opinion about the shoes. What do you think? Is the 3 better than the 2? How do you feel? Or if you have experience with either of the shoes, you know, which one do you prefer? And, you know, as always, if you know, there are more shoe reviews, there's more watch reviews coming very, very soon. I've got some headphones as well, which, you know, if you're interested, please, you know, leave a comment if you're interested in running headphone reviews as well, because I can do some of those as well. So please stay tuned, please hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you very, very soon. Thank you, cheers, bye!